Hello, how you doing again? This is Dr. Keith, the Vegan Naturopath, coming to you with another episode of the Quick Wellness and News Nugget. And today we're taking our article from naturalhealth365.com. And you may or may not know that a lot of foods are coming into this country, to the United States now from China, that are contaminated, and many of them are being marked even as organic. And this is pointed out in this article here by naturalhealth65.com. They go on to point out in this article that many contaminated foods within China have disillusioned its citizens and are putting the countries that receive their exports at risk. So even in China, there's some disillusion about the contamination of the foods. The article goes on to say, while many shipments from China to the U.S. are turned away due to unsafe additives, drug residues, mislabeling, and general filth, some produce shipments from China are making their way. Some produce shipments from China are making their way into our country under the guise of being, quote, organic. And the article goes on to point out 9 of these contaminated foods, including so-called, quote, organic fruits and vegetables. Number 1 on the list they have is fish. They say around 80% of tilapia fish sold in the U.S. comes from China, and about half of U.S. cod. With the horrific water pollution in China, no one should be eating their fish, it says. The number 2 on the list is chicken. It says China is often beset with foodborne illnesses like avian flu. For this reason, as well as environmental concerns, chicken imported from China should be avoided. Number 3 is apples and apple juice. The U.S. has recently moved to allow, according to this article, the import of Chinese apples. It says non-organic apples are already on the list of the U.S. Dirty Dozen, but even so-called organic fruit from China likely poses a health risk. It's amazing to me that we're importing apples from China when we have many apple growers right here in the U.S. and we're importing contaminated apples from other countries, in this particular case China. Next is rice. It goes on to say that rice is a staple in China, and a lot of U.S. rice is imported from there. However, some Chinese rice has been found to be made of resin and potato, resulting in a plastic-like consistency. The next they have on the list is mushrooms. They say around 34% of processed mushrooms are imported from China. It's best to verify that any mushrooms you buy are American or Canadian grown. Next is salt. It says salt made for use in its industrial settings has made its way onto dining room tables throughout the world. Next is black pepper. It says a Chinese vendor was caught trying to pass off flaked mud as black pepper. Again, he says know your source. Number 8 on their list is green peas. Phony green peas have also been discovered in China. They are made of soy, sodium, green, etc. Simply don't buy their fake green peas. Next on their list is garlic. They say nearly 1/3 of garlic in the U.S. food stores is from China, but some of it has been found to be laced with pesticide, methyl bromide. With so many healthier brands, this won't be too difficult to avoid. They go on to point out that, in a nutshell, these 9 foods pointed out here are just some of the foods that you should avoid coming from China. Read your labels, do your research, and avoid these foods and many others if you find that they are contaminated. This has been the vegan naturopath, Dr. Keith. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Until next time, have a good day.